my gosh, it's a Metal Gear! Metal Gear! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, we gotta watch it.
This game is fucking horrible! It's fucking horrible!
Snake!
Just thinking about it makes me feel like having an anal evacuation. How a fucking piece of dog shit.
You funny fucking bitch, I'm coming over, I'm gonna kill you.
What?
That's fucking funny! And this was it. This was your whole weekend, this one game. You didn't have anything else to do.
It's a Metal Gear! Metal Gear da!
If they move, kill them. Yeah, shoot them. Shoot them. That's what you do. Kill everybody on the screen. Don't let anybody live. That's what games are all about. You see somebody, you pump their motherfucking ass full of lead. But then came along a game on the Japanese home computer, the MSX2. It was called Metal Gear.
MSX2? Wait, which one is that? MSX2? What is MSX2? Never heard that. What's that? 何それ? MSX2? It's computer? あー、コンピューターなんだ. It's computer?
A game on the Japanese home computer, the MSX2. It was called Metal Gear, and it was a fresh new idea. It was about survival rather than blunt force. Instead of running up and killing everybody, it was all about getting by undetected. It was an epic, revolutionary idea, and it paved the way for the stealth genre.
Ooh.
Snake would become one of the classic video game characters. And of course, it was one of the most popular names of the 80s, next to Michael. I always think of Snake from Escape from New York,
Michael?
or the wrestler Jake the Snake. And his full name is Solid Snake. Might as well just be Erect Cock. There were so many sequels, it gets confusing, maybe even chronologically confusing. There was Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid 2. Could they have come up with a title that sounded different? Like, which one's the real 2? Well, if you want to get technical, the first sequel was Snake's Revenge, but that was only a sequel to the NES version. The original game's developer, Hideo Kojima, wasn't involved in either of the NES versions. So Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake was the first true sequel. But again, it was on the MSX2, so unless you lived in Japan, chances are you weren't aware of it at the time. Metal Gear Solid was basically the third in the series, but it was the first one that most people played because it was on the PlayStation.
Ooh,
it was also
I know
the
this
first one
one
to utilize 3D environments, first-person views, and cinematic elements. Today, there's so many Metal Gear Solid sequels and so many versions of each game, it's out of control. The point is, today, Metal Gear is a franchise. But forget about all that for just one moment. Pretend that it's 1988 and we don't live in Japan.
Okay.
To our knowledge, the only game is Metal Gear on the NES. I remember renting it from the video store and thinking, wow, that looks pretty cool. But there was something about the cover that was really familiar, which I never realized till now. It's Kyle Reese from the Terminator. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Wait, it looks same.
It also has the fastest title screen in video game history. Watch how long it stays. Then it goes to the demo. Seriously, it's only up there for 2 seconds. I'll time it. There you go, 2 seconds. It's like the game saying, oh, well, you're not going to push start? Well, fuck you then. So you drop from a parachute, and who the hell are these other 3 guys? I don't even know if you ever see them again. Then you get a briefing from your boss. He says, first attempt to contact missing our Gray Fox. Great. There's a typo on the first message. So then you walk over. You could either just go up and fight this guy or wait for him to fall asleep. Or feel asleep. I guess if he feels asleep, that's good enough. But even then, when you go near him,
it looks the same because Kojima is a huge movie buff.
Then there's all these dogs. Your first instinct's to sneak by. But look at this. I can't fucking go through. What's blocking me? If you really weren't intended to fit through, couldn't they have put these jeeps closer to the grass? You can only move along a grid, so basically you can't go near
Wait, did he say I
feel asleep? I guess if he feels asleep.
Wait, my gosh, my ESL brain. I didn't really worry about it. Isn't it I fell asleep? Wasn't it I fell asleep? I fell asleep,
That's good
Dale.
enough.
Oh my gosh,
But
I
dog,
finally
the first
noticed.
instinct's to sneak by. But look at
It
this.
took me a
I can't
time, but
fucking go
finally I
through. What's
noticed.
blocking me? If you really weren't intended to fit through, couldn't they have put these jeeps closer to the grass? You can only move along a grid, so basically you can't go near anything. Bad game design at its finest. So I punch out all these dogs, and then I just go to the next screen.
Punch
Just keep
out all
walking
dogs?
walking down. Oh,
이는
fuck.
악은 늑사.
What was the point of that?
Punching
You
the
know what
dogs.
the point was? To waste my fucking time. Now the dogs are back? Of course, it's the classic respawning enemy bullshit. So I gotta punch the fucking
poor
dogs
dog.
again. You know, who the hell goes around punching dogs?
Wasn't it
Alright,
about
come on, you mother
stealth?
bitch. Come on. Ugh, damn it. Alright, now I'm gonna get in this truck here. Wow, this truck's the size of a fucking house. And it doesn't make any sense. You stay the same size, so how does the truck get bigger? Oh well, whatever. What's this? Binoculars? Alright, gonna go back out here.
Binoculars.
What the fuck? That was ridiculous! The enemies respawn if you go in the truck. It's not like I left the screen, it was just a sub area. And once you get out of the truck, you're immediately open to enemy fire. That is so fucking cheap. You wanna play dirty? Alright, you fucking goddamn piece of shit. The one thing that's cool, I still have my binoculars, so I don't gotta go in that truck again. Just gonna punch this motherfucker. Die! Asshole. Go to the select screen here, choose the binoculars. Okay, so let's try them out. Alright, I'm using the D-pad. Looks like I'm scanning the environment. Just a little handy way to see what lies ahead, I suppose.
Wait.
Now I'm going back to the select screen, turn it off. Okay. What?
Yeah, I saw that guy and I was
Son
like,
of a
wait a
bitch.
minute.
The enemies respawn if you use the binoculars. You can't do anything.
I saw it.
Was this a
I
glitch?
saw it.
Or were the game designers
Yeah, I was like,
deliberately
wait a
trying to
minute,
be
he was
fucking
back.
assholes? Seriously. And this whole jungle scene wasn't even in the original version. Like, let's see, what kind of stupid shit can we add? Let's take a great game and just dump an ass-load of diarrhea all over it. Now where the fuck am I? It's
Wait,
the
is
same
it the
screen
same?
being repeated.
It is.
Is it like in Zelda where you have to go northwest, southwest? But no, you just go down. Whenever you go left or right, it just takes you back to the same spot. Then let me ask a perfectly legit question. What were they thinking? Why not just have one path?
What were
Thanks
they
for tricking
thinking,
me into
Dale?
thinking I'm going somewhere when I'm really not. Alright, you bastard. Come on. Fuck.
Uh-oh.
God. I gotta go back to the
Da-da-da-da.
beginning every time. Are there any checkpoints? Am I ever gonna get to continue? And where's my fucking gun? Is that all I get? Just my fist? Oh, I
Yeah.
have a pack of cigarettes too.
Visto,
Wow,
visto.
hey kids, smoke up. The menus
Cigarette.
suck. Check it out. Here's how it works. Select brings up the main menu. Now, select does nothing. B
ス
goes
ネー
back
ク
to the
拳でしか
game.
殴んないの草です
A
よ。
chooses a sub-menu. Now, select goes back to the game,
Okay.
and B now does nothing, and
Huh.
A chooses the items.
Okay.
It's so inconsistent. Until you get used to it, it takes so fucking long to navigate. I'm not trying to find flaws in this game. This is honestly how I felt the first time playing this 20 years ago. I hated it. I wanted to know two things.
Wait,
when do I
is
get a
this snake
gun?
solid
When
snake?
do I get to
これ
continue?
ソリッド
I
Is it
kept
solid?
dying over and over again, and seeing that first screen so many times left a permanent mental image in my brain for the rest of my life.
He is?
But once you
looks like
learn
a
how to
completely
get by, you
different
go in the first
person.
building, and soon enough you get the gun. Once that happens, the game gets a lot
That's a
easier.
giant
but
gun.
still, every time you die, you go back to the fucking beginning. But
Uh-oh.
like I said, you get to keep your weapons, so once you have the gun,
I
you're all
feel
set.
asleep.
And some of the trucks drive you around, kind of like a warp zone, but you have no control over it. You just step into a random truck and off you go.
Uh-oh, the
the
truck
truck
happened
has started to move. Man, these translations suck. Couldn't they get anybody to proofread this shitload of fuck? Anyway, each time I play it, I seem to get one step further. But there's always going to be something unexpected. Like that right there. How was I supposed to
asleep.
know there'd be a trap door? It's all about trial and error. And just because of that,
Game
I gotta
over.
start all over. I've heard that if you use the transceiver,
Oh.
it makes the trap door go away. Which it does, but you still die.
Wait, what? How?
Anyway, you go around collecting items,
How?
key cards, and rescuing
He
hostages.
died for nothing.
But
What?
if you want a chance to read any of the dialogue boxes, you better be careful not to touch the D-pad. Yeah, you know how in most games you can cancel out the text by pushing A or B, or sometimes
feel
start?
sleep,
But
Dio.
never the fucking D-pad. Naturally,
Why?
when you get an item, you're using the D-pad because you're walking toward it. So you have to remember to let go right away. That is some mixed up buffalo bullshit right there. And sometimes the dialogue box can actually get blocked. They can't keep the objects in the game from getting in front of the text. Or maybe it's to hide their inability to proofread. I have located some plastic explosive.
Why? No
This game's a
way.
mess. How did they fuck it up so bad? There's so many spots
Metal
where you
Gear,
just walk
right?
into a room and drop dead. Like here, I have to switch on my
Hidoi.
gas mask. Of course, if I don't realize
Metal
that,
Gear
I only
だよね。
have 1 second to react before my health's drained all the way. And then the fucking boss calls and says, I forget to tell you something.
Wait,
Fucking boss calls and says,
Big boss here.
I forget.
I forget to tell you
If I
something.
remember
Tell me.
correctly, this is Solid Snake, and Naked Snake from Metal Gear 3 was his boss as Big Boss.
This Solid Snake and Naked Snake from Metal Gear 3 was his boss as a big boss? Wait, I don't get it. Hold on. I think the English I couldn't understand. This Solid Snake and Naked Snake from Metal Gear 3 was his big boss from... Wait, so this big boss is the lady that appeared in the Metal Gear 3 as well? I guess, so is that the same lady?
You something. You will need your gas mask. Oh, no shit. You're a little fucking late there, asshole. You
I
think
think
you
I
could tell
couldn't
me
understand English
before
properly.
I step into the room?
I think
Not
I couldn't
after?
understand in English.
I mean, if I survived long enough to get his message, I would have already figured that out. But you want to know what else sucks about this room? To get in, you need to have your key card selected. Then, right away, you need to select your gas mask. So, unavoidably, you lose some health. And then once again, to get out of the room, you have to select your key card. So twice
Did you play
take damage.
MGS5? No, I didn't.
As far as I know,
But I know the story,
there's no
though.
way to avoid it. Probably my favorite
A
fucked
little
up
bit.
part is right here. See this truck? It's too close to the edge of the screen. So if you want to go in there, you have to leave the screen twice. You go right, go up, and go left. What game would ever make you do that?
Wait, are you talking about he's a venom snake or something? I am so confused. Huh? Wait, hold on. Let me translate it. Hold on. Huh? Wait, I am so confused. 私の記憶が正しければ、これが、ソリッドスネークで、メタルギア3のネイキッドスネークがビッグボスだった。Wait. Huh? Wasn't it Big Boss was a lady? No, she was the boss. Oh my god, I'm lost. The lore for the Metal Gear is like too much. Ne. It's 2 sentences. I can't understand. English too difficult だよ。ね、ビッグボスがスネークだよね。Naked Snake is the big boss, and then the boss is the lady, right? So many bosses. I know, right? It is. Ne. Yeah.
And it's so annoying when people gang up on you.
I feel
God,
asleep.
Get off me! Get off! I can't get them off! Fuck! But anyway, it's a pretty epic game, so most likely you won't beat it in one sitting. That's why there's a password system. But, like you'd expect, it's horrendous. Is there any reason why these passwords have to be so fucking long? Even this would be overdoing it. Why do we need this little extra part? Like, for the love of fuck. Well then, guess what? If you use the password, it starts you at the building where you left off. Why couldn't that happen just by continuing? The whole purpose of having a password is if you turn the game off and want to come back to it
ね
later.
えねえねえ、ちょっとはね、
Not
知っ
just
て
to
るんだけど、メタル
continue.
ギア。全部は知らないんだよ
Imagine
ね。
every time
I
you
know a little bit
die
about
typing in
Metal
this
Gear, but I
password.
don't know the
It's
like
either
whole
that
story though.
or
So maybe
start
I'll
at the
figure it
beginning.
out
So pick
if
your
I
fucking
do.
poison, motherfucker.
Yeah.
This game is the fucking crust between your balls. It's terrible. And yeah, I know it's a classic game, but when something's fucked up, it's fucked up. So if you want to rip me a new asshole, that's fine. I have like 12. Yeah, I got a Charlie
Metal
Brown
Gear
ghost
やりたい.
ass.
I would love to
And it's
play
not
Metal
just
Gear.
me.
I would love to. I
Hideo
would love
Kojima
to.
himself said it slurped anal grease through a warthog's dick hole.
What?
Well, he didn't say it like that. He said it wasn't faithful to his original game. The
Oh.
stealth element wasn't there, and Metal Gear wasn't even in the game. Yeah, that's right. The final boss is supposed to be a robot named Metal Gear. So if you're gonna call the game Metal Gear and not have Metal Gear, that's like having Legend of Zelda with no Zelda. If the original Metal Gear was Kojima's baby, then the NES version is his deformed grandchild. Now, I know, it's still a classic if you look past all its flaws. It's like digging for gold underneath a pile of horse shit. Or perhaps it's a gleaming silver turd. It might not look like shit, but it sure smells like it.